everybody. Thank you for joining us here for our stick mobility workout. Hope everyone's feeling great today. As always, have your door jamb or your wall next to you. Have a chair and a pad for you for your knee. Today's workout, we're going to get those feet warmed up, the hips. We're going to do some dynamic warm up first. Then we're going to show you just a couple new things today, a little bit of torque, a little bit of twisting, like wringing out a towel, while we do some anti-rotational work or some rotational isometrics. So let's go ahead and get started, all right? Let's go ahead and grab our two sticks. First thing we're going to do is we're going to open up posterior, anterior chains right off the bat. So we're going to do a little bit of that hinge pattern into the human sail, but we're going to just dynamically just move in and out of it to open up those tissues. So let's go ahead and set your feet about shoulder width apart. Place those sticks right inside the insteps. Hands are just about top of the head level. So from here, let's push those sticks into the floor about 40% tension. Drive those sticks down into the ground. Feel the lats engage, feel that deep front line engage, and go into the hinge. Soft angle at the knees, driving the hips backwards, extending the arms forward. Squeeze the glutes, come up. Roll your pelvis forward, let your head go back, pull the arms back, keep the glutes contracted, back into the hinge, keep a nice flat back, come back up into the human sail. Now pull your wrist back, create extension in the wrist, try to pull the top of the hand back towards your extensors at the top of the forearm. Back into the hinge, back into the human sail, squeeze the glutes, tuck that pelvis. You're trying to squeeze the glutes and tuck the pelvis forward and up. Back into the hinge. And now this time shift your weight to your right hip. So let's get some lateral push out on the hip. Over to the left. Back to the right. Keep the stick still. As you can see, I'm not moving the sticks. Push the hips left, right, left, back to center, and come on up. Nicely done. Okay. Let's get some rotation in there. So let's take our overhand grip on the stick. Doesn't have to be too wide, but make sure the pinkies are on the stick. So we're not drinking tea. We gotta make sure that the pinkies are engaged. So what we're gonna do here, I'll take a little bit of a side profile for you. We're gonna pull apart on the stick, and we're gonna step forward and rotate into our front leg, so our contralateral pattern. So here we go. I'm gonna pull apart on the stick at about 40% tension, pull. I'm gonna step forward with my right foot, and I'm gonna rotate to my right. I'm pulling apart on that stick. Breathe. Keep pulling apart, step back. Now let's switch sides. Step forward with the left foot. I'm shifting weight to the left leg, rotating to the left, and push off the left and drive yourself back. Right foot. Push off. Left. Keep pulling apart on that stick. One more to each side. One more to the left. Excellent, nicely done. Now, this time we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to go overhead also. As you go overhead, you're going to want to come out of rotation. Make sure we keep the slings, the oblique slings, engaged. Do not come out of rotation. So as you go overhead, you're only going to go overhead as much as you can maintain that rotational position. All right? Wide grip on the hands first. Pinkies stay engaged, so no pinkies flying off the stick. Pull apart on that stick at about 40% tension. Step forward with the right foot. Shift weight forward, rotate to the right, and now go overhead. Slow, You should feel that right hip working hard. Keep pulling apart, come down, and push off. Switch sides. Pull, go overhead, come back, and again, ready? Pull, rotate to the right, go overhead, keep that rotation, don't lose that rotation. Down, to the left, here we go. Up overhead, keep pulling apart, and relax. Okay, let's go ahead and bring your chair on over. Have a seat. Overhand grip on the stick. Start wide first, and then we can bring it in a little bit closer as we get better at this. Okay, ready? Pull apart on the stick. We're going to go behind the head press. All right? Pull, about 40% tension. Come up overhead. When you're at the top, slowly pull the stick down behind the head. Do not push the head forward. Keep the head stacked over the shoulders. If you hit the top of your head as you come down, then that's where you stop. Keep pulling apart as you come back up. Keep pulling apart as you come back to your starting position. When you see the stick in your peripheral line of sight, push in. Shorten the stick. All right, so I'll take a little side view for you here. Okay, ready? Here we go. Pull, 40% tension, come up overhead. Keep that head stacked over your shoulders. Keep the ribs to the hips. When you get to a nice overhead position, slowly pull the stick down behind your head. Keep your head still. Keep pulling apart. Come back to center. When you see the stick in your peripheral line of sight, push in on the stick. Shorten that stick. Okay, let's go two more, all right? Here we go, ready? Pull. Breathe. Get to a nice overhead position. Bring the stick down. Keep the ribs to the hips. Up slow. When you see the stick in your peripheral line of sight, push in. One more. Here we go. Ready? Pull. Up and over. Bring the stick down. Remember, keep the head over the shoulders. Hold that end position. And now turn to the left. Keep pulling apart on that stick. Turn to the right. Back to center. Push in on the stick when you see it in your line of sight. Nice and done. Excellent. Let's move that chair back off to the side for right now. Okay. Now, let's open up the arm line, little monkey hanging with some dynamic reaches, all right? Feet together. Let's place that stick at 9 o'clock. Reach that left hand at the top. Remember, if you have a shorter stick and you need a little more height, you're a little bit taller, a little longer arm line, use that chair and set the end of the stick on the seat, all right? For those of you who are new to this, who may not trust you, that stick that you're using to hold your weight, bring that right hand over sternum level. Here we go, ready? I want you to take that left leg, pick it up off the floor, drop towards the floor, and reach behind you and across your body with that left leg. Come back up. And again. Hang. So I'm pushing my hip. I'm letting my left hip go down at about a 45-degree angle. Come back up. And again. Try to reach that left foot out toward your 3 o'clock position. Come back up. Now, if you know that the stick is going to hold your weight, let's take that right hand off the stick. Ready? Here we go. We're going to reach across and behind with that left foot, and let's reach out with that right arm. So both the left foot and the right arm are reaching out to your 3 o'clock position. Come back up. 2 more reps. Ready? Reach. Come back up. 1 more. Ready? Step back and behind. Reach. Come back up. Nice. Let's switch sides. We're going to go through the same 6 reps. So let's bring that left hand over. Grab that stick. The stick is at 3 o'clock position. Here we go. Ready? Drop and push that right foot out to your 9. And remember, one lateral line is not going to be as open as the other. Come back up. Ready? And begin. Rep 2. Reach. Pushing that foot out to that 9 o'clock. Come back up. And again. Reach. Breathe. Come back up. And now we're going to reach with the right foot and the left hand. Here we go. Ready? Reach that right foot behind you. And now reach out with that left hand to 9 o'clock. Reach. Come back up. 2 more. Ready? Here we go. Reach. Come back up. 1 more. Ready? Reach. Come back up and relax. Excellent. Okay. Now, next thing we're going to do is cyclist squats. So a cyclist squat is aimed at primarily hitting these anterior tissues through the quads, and you're going to feel this in this area predominantly, and the knees. All right. So for this, you're going to go nice and easy, explore your range of motion. Don't go as deep as I go right away, all right? So especially if you're a little iffy on the knee area, okay? If you have 2 sticks, use 2 sticks. If you only have 1, then that's all you have. Just place the stick at 12 o'clock. The 2 sticks are gonna give you a little bit more stability, all right? Take your feet about 3 or 4 inches apart, not very far, all right? So just about inside hip width apart. Place the sticks at 11 and 1. Or if you have a single stick, just place it at 12 o'clock. Hands are just about sternum level. Bring your heels up. So here's the thing, we're keeping those heels elevated the whole time, all right? For you guys out there, it's just like wearing high heels. Okay, ready? Here we go. Drop down slow. Keep your torso up. Use those sticks for stability. If you get to here and this is as much that you feel you can handle, then this is where you stop. If you can get a little bit deeper, then go down a little bit more. Drive back up. We're going to get 10 of these. Here we go. Ready? Drop. Control your descent. Back up. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. There's 3. Ready? Inhale down. Exhale up. 4. Some of you may already be feeling this pretty good. Ready? Here we go. 5. 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. One more. And relax. So, you can do those on a regular basis, even if you just did one set a day, all right? It's just your body weight, it's not a lot of volume, and then you should really feel a lot more strengthening and hopefully a reduced pain issue in the knee area, all right? So strengthen up that tissue around the knees. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna introduce you to some wall pushes, but we're gonna wring the stick out. So we all know what it's like to get a towel filled with water and you wanna wring the water out. So one wrist is going into extension while the other wrist is going into flexion. That's the same exact thing that you're gonna do while we push the stick into the wall. And what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a lot more activation through your oblique slings. All right, here we go. So, place that stick against the wall. I'm gonna take a horse stance, wide base with the feet. Drop those hips down about 2 to 3 inches. All right, so right now my elbows are at about 90 degrees. Okay, ready? Here we go. We're gonna push. Give me 50-60% pushing that stick into the wall. And now try to wring that towel out. So I want your right hand to roll forward and I want you to pull your left hand back. You should feel anterior oblique sling and posterior oblique sling and relax. Okay, so as you roll forward, you're activating this anterior oblique sling. As you pull back, you got the posterior oblique sling on the other side. Ready? Here we go. Push. Give me 70% tension this time. Drive. Push. Ready? And again, wring that stick out. Right wrist is trying to twist the stick forward. Left hand is trying to twist that stick back towards you. Ease off. Ready? One more. Ready? Push. Give me 80%. Come on, really drive that stick into the wall and twist. Wring that stick out. Breathe. And relax. Good. Okay, now let's face the other way. So I'm gonna have my back towards you. Here we go. Ready? Same setup. Wide base with the feet. Horse stance. Drop that butt down. Torso, head stays over shoulders. Shoulders stay stacked over hips. Ready? And push. Give me 60%, 70% tension into the wall. Ready? And twist. So the left hand is rolling forward and the right hand is trying to twist the stick back. Breathe. Ease off. Okay, ready? Here we go. Push. 70% tension. Push. Ready? And wring that stick out. Breathe. And relax. Okay, ready? One more. Let's go 80% tension. Ready? And push. Breathe. And wring that stick out. And relax. Take a little rest. Now, we're going to do that again, except the first time we had the elbows flexed to 90 degrees. This time we're going to lengthen the arm line. We're going to lengthen the lever up top. All right? So, once again, stick into the wall. Horse stance. Arms are straight this time. Ready? We're going to start at that 60% tension. And push. Remember, you're not shifting body weight when you push. Your waist still stays centered. As you're pushing the stick into the wall, you should feel that outside foot really driving into the floor. Ready? And twist. Come on, wring that stick out. Right wrist is rolling forward. Left hand is trying to pull that stick back towards you. Ease off. Okay, ready? 70%. Here we go. Ready? And push. And twist. Wring that stick out. Breathe. Ease off. Okay, ready? 80%. Here we go. Ready? And push. Drive that stick into the wall and wring that that stick out. Breathe. And relax. You should have felt a significant difference from having a short lever and then extending it into a longer lever. Let's finish up on the other side. Here we go. Ready? Place that stick into the wall. Horse stance. Arms are straight. 60% tension. Ready? And push. And bring that stick out. Left hand is rolling forward, and the right hand is trying to twist the stick back. Ease off. Okay, ready? 70% tension. Push. Twist that stick. Left hand rolling forward, right hand rolling back. Ease off. Here we go. Ready? Last one. 80% tension. Ready? Push. Twist that stick. Bring it out. Left hand is trying to twist the stick forward. Right hand is trying to twist the stick back. And relax. Whew, that is some good times. Take a little breather. Okay. Now, we're going to go into our shin box in 90-90. We're going to go into the offset lever. Except today, we're going to add some rotation. So, as always, if you need a bolster for your front knee or your sit bone, go ahead and grab that. Maybe a couch cushion, or if you have a yoga block, that'll work really well for you. So let's go ahead, get down on the floor. I'll move forward a little bit here so the stick doesn't hit the squat rack behind me. Remember, we're going to start with the right leg forward this time, left leg back. As you move your left leg back, don't use your hands to move your left leg. So here's your shin box position if you need the shin box. The sole of the foot is in touch with the left quad. If you can get into, and your torso is right in between both knees. Now, if you can get into that 90-90, 90 degrees at both knee joints and 90 degrees at the pubis area, place the stick at 3 o'clock first. So let's get those ribs set. Remember, this is always a good thing to do to start with, is combine the monkey hang with the 90-90 so that you feel where your ribs are, okay? Because most people are just going to let the ribs push way out, and they're going to get all lazy, and they'll be flexing into the inside leg. So the stick is in the right side, 3 o'clock. Reach that right hand up. Now, push the stick down into the floor, about 40% tension. You're going to feel this right lat engage. Scapula is pulling down. Your torso, nice tall spine, should be resulting. And now pull your ribs underneath. You can either take your left hand and push your ribs to the left, and you're going to feel these left tissues engage a little bit more. Pushing both legs into the floor. Breathe. So you're pushing both legs straight down into the ground, bringing tension into the hips. And now hover the stick, nice tall spine. You'll feel a little bit more activation through this back hip. Stick down, ease off. Remember, if you get any cramping in any of these positions, ease out. Walk around a little bit if you need to, then come back and join us where we left off, okay? So now, you know where your hips should be, or your ribs should be, underneath you. Take the stick, overhand grip in the middle, all right? So now take the stick, and we're gonna lengthen it to the right. So now as we move that lever out to the right, it's gonna be a little bit more challenging to keep those ribs underneath you. Only move the stick as far as you can maintain the ribs in alignment. And now elbows are at 90 degrees. I'm using a short lever up top also. Rotate slowly to the left. Torso up, head up. You're not moving just the stick, you're rotating your thoracic spine. Pushing those legs into the floor. And now rotate to the right. This is going to be the more challenging one. You may not get that much rotation, and that's perfectly fine. You're going to really feel those obliques working. Breathe. Try not to fall over. Keep those ribs underneath you. Rotate back to center. Ease off. Place the stick on the ground. You can use that to help actually support you up top. All right? Now we're going to lengthen the lever again, okay? Ready? Here we go. We're going to repeat that same thing. So let's go through the whole process just so you get it again. So grab the stick in the middle, elbows at 90 degrees, ribs underneath you. Move the stick out slowly to where you can control it, still get enough stimulus, and also be able to keep your ribs in alignment. Elbows are at 90 degrees, rotate slowly to the left. Pushing both legs into the floor. Try to rotate a little bit farther this time. Now rotate to the right. Try to rotate just a little bit farther. Don't move just the stick. Turn your thoracic spine. Breathe. Back to center. And relax. Okay, so now we're going to go up top. We're going to lengthen that lever overhead. All right? Okay, ready? Start in the middle. Chest up. Move the stick up overhead. All right? If you can't get overhead, then just come to this rack position. Slowly start to move the stick out. Ribs stay underneath. And now slowly rotate to the left. Breathe. Nice tall spine. And now slowly rotate to the right. It should be a little bit more challenging. You're probably not going to rotate as far. Back to center. Bring the stick down and relax. Okay, let's go one more rep. We'll keep the stick in this position since we're already here on this last rep, all right? So we walked through this whole process the first few times, so you should have that down. Ready? Push both legs into the floor. Bring the stick up overhead. Remember, if you need to move the stick in closer to you, shorten that lever, then go ahead and do that. Rotate to the left. Breathe. Rotate to the right. Try to rotate just a smidge further this time. Keep your ribs underneath you. Back to center and relax. All right, let's switch legs. Gotta do the other side. Okay. Shift over here a little bit. Okay. Stick it 9 o'clock. Reach up with that left hand. Push the stick into the floor about 40% tension. Your torso should be right in line with this left femur. Left leg is in front, right leg is tucked behind. Breathe. Pull your ribs to the right. Pull in. You should feel these right side tissues working a little bit harder. Breathe. Pushing that stick down, you're packing that shoulder down. And now hover. Pick that stick up off the floor, but don't let those ribs leak out to the left. Keep those ribs underneath you. Keep the ribs down and relax. Okay, overhand grip. Slowly walk the stick out to your left. One side's going to be not as efficient as the other, so be ready for this. Alrighty? So don't be surprised if you can't move that lever out as far on one side as you can the other. Rotate slowly to the right. Pushing both legs into the floor. Elbows are at 90 degrees. Rotate to the left. Don't move just the stick, turn from the torso. Breathe. And now for times, to keep time, since we're running a little behind, let's just go right into our second rep. Spend a little bit longer time on this today, so we want to get through this. Let's move to the left. Try to rotate a little bit further this time. Keep those legs pushing into the floor. Keep your ribs underneath you. Back to center. And relax. Okay. So now we got 2 reps in each direction in the overhead position. Alrighty? Okay. Start in the middle of the stick. Bring the hands to overhead position or rack position, whichever one you can control the most. Slowly move the stick out. Okay, hands are about shoulder width apart or so. Okay, now rotate slowly to the right. Rotate slowly to the left with control. One more to the left. Pushing those sticks into the floor, pushing those legs into the floor, sorry. Torso up. Rotating slowly to the left. Breathe. Back to center. And relax. Nice. All right, let's come on up. Nicely done on that. Okay, take a little rest. All right, now let's work on that hamstring, okay? We're going to use one stick. Place the stick on the right shoulder, okay? We're going to slide that that right foot back just a little bit. Doesn't need to be much, all right? And so when you have the stick on the right shoulder, angle a little bit more to 12 o'clock. So that way you get a little bit better base. Grab the stick, walk down the stick as you hinge. So I'm pushing the butt backwards, keeping a flat back. When you get to the point where you feel that stretch in that right hamstring, stop. That's all you need to do, just stop right there. No need to walk down the stick any further. Remember, to hit the hamstring up, you need to make sure you have a flat back. Okay, now push the stick into the floor, 30% tension with both hands. So I'm doing a reverse bow. You see how I'm pulling the stick towards me? And now push the right heel into the floor. Ease off the tension of the stick. Keep pushing the right heel into the floor though. And now again, pull the stick towards you. And as you pull the stick towards you, you can feel that increase the tension in the right hamstring. Breathe. Ease off tension on both the stick and the heel. Ready? And now push the right heel into the floor. Pull that stick back towards you. And now rotate internally with your right leg. Externally with the right leg. Internally. Externally. Nice and slow. One more of each. Keep the left hip still, so don't let that left hip move around. You want to feel that staying in place. Back to center. Ease off and walk back up the stick. Switch feet and switch shoulders. So the stick is against the left shoulder, left chest. Slide that left heel forward. Okay, doesn't have to be very far. Stack the hands, and now walk the hands down the stick as you hinge. You're pushing that butt backwards. All right, I have straight leg on my left leg, soft angle on my right leg. When I get to the point where I feel that stretch in the left hamstring, I don't need to go any further than that. Keep your back nice and flat. And now pull the stick towards you at about 30% tension. Push the left heel into the floor at 30% tension. Remember, you're dorsiflexing that ankle too, so those toes should be pulling up towards your shin bone. Breathe. Ease off the tension of the stick, but maintain tension on the heel. Okay, ready? And again, pull the stick towards you. Breathe. Ease off tension on both the heel and the stick. Ready? And again, push the left heel into the floor and then pull the stick towards you. And as you did that, you should have felt that increase once again in that left posterior sling. And now internally rotate the left leg. Externally rotate the left leg. Internally rotate. Externally rotate. Remember, all the actions taking place right up here, right where my finger is pointing. Pushing that left heel into the floor. Internal, external, back to center, ease off tension, and walk back up the stick. Nicely done. Excellent. Okay, let's grab your chair. Let's get those hip flexors opened up. Grab your pad for your knee. Remember, you start in a half kneeling position if the chair is going to be too much stimulus for this anterior compartment, all right? If you have some yoga blocks, then go ahead and stack some yoga blocks up or just use your yoga block. Let's start with the right knee down on the pad and the left leg in front. Top of the foot is on the seat. Remember, when you're in this position here, it should be comfortable, okay? You should not be making excruciating faces. Also, when you're in this position, you should not feel this in the lumbar spine. If you're really tight and you overstimulate or try to open up the angle too much, you're going to compress the lumbar spine, so make sure that you're not doing that. Okay, stick is it in line with that left quad. Move the stick forward about 2 feet or so. Bring the top of the stick in towards you. Reach up with that left hand. Right hand comes across sternum level. Push the top of the left foot down into the seat or the yoga block or the floor if the top of the foot is on the floor. With the left hand, push the stick down into the floor. Breathe. You should feel this all the way through this entire left anterior capsule. Breathe. Pull the neck into extension. Don't arch the back. Just pull the neck into extension and tuck that pelvis. So posterior pelvic tuck. So the bottom of the pelvis is rolling forward and the top of the pelvis is rolling back like you're turning a handle. Breathe. Ease off your lines of tension. Okay, ready? And we'll do that again. Push the top of the left foot down into the seat of the chair. Push the left hand down with the stick. 30%. Remember, we're stretching, we're down regulating, so take your time. Pull the neck into extension, squeeze that left glute, posterior pelvic tuck of the hip. And now with the right hand, pull yourself into rotation. So you're actually pulling the stick towards your right shoulder. You're feeling the left arm resist that pull. Breathe. Keep the neck in extension. Ease off. Let's do that one more time. Ready? Here we go. Push the top of the left foot into the seat. Push the stick into the floor. Squeeze the left glute, posterior pelvic tuck. Bring your neck into extension. And now with that right hand, pull yourself into rotation. back to center, and relax. Okay, let's switch sides. Right leg down. Stick is in line with the right quad. Bottom of the stick is about 2 feet in front. Top of the stick is angled towards you. Reach up with that right hand. Left hand comes across sternum level. Push the top of the right foot down into the seat of the chair. Push the stick down into the floor, 30% tension with the right hand. Breathe. Squeeze the right glute, posterior pelvic tilt, and pull your neck into extension. Breathe. Full inhale, full exhale. And now with that left hand, pull yourself into rotation. So you're trying to pull your left scapula back. You're actually going to feel the right arm resisting that pull. Keep your neck in extension. Nice, full, deep breathing. Ease off tension. And let's do that one more time. Ready? Here we go. Push the top of the right foot down into the bench. Push the stick into the floor with that right hand. Squeeze the glute. Tuck that pelvis, posterior pelvic tuck. Breathe. Squeeze the glute. Pull the neck into extension. And now with that left hand, pull yourself into rotation. Breathe. A little bit longer. Ease off, come back to center. Whew. And relax. Nicely done. Right now, all of this should be like saying, wow, that was really nice. Okay, take a little breather. Now, let's do a little warrior pose. Okay. So right now, left foot is facing 12 o'clock. Right foot is facing 3 o'clock. Place the stick in front of your right toes. Look and see where the bottom of the stick is. It is about 6 inches to 8 inches in front of the right toes. My right arm is extended. I'm bringing my left arm over the top. And now I'm going to shift my weight forward onto my right foot. My right heel stays flat. Both arms are extending. I am not actively pulling with that top arm. Breathe. Ease off. Now let's add a little rotation. Switch positions with the hand. So my left hand is on bottom. My right hand is on top. Both palms are facing backwards toward the wall to my right. All right, so you can feel that rotation already taking place. And shift weight into that right hip. My right foot stays flat. My heel is flat. I should be feeling my hips opening up. Both arms are extending. Ease off. The focus of that warrior pose is to split the hips. It is not to see how far out you can reach. Open those hips up. Understand the intent of your movement. Don't go half-ass, willy-nilly all over the place like we're seeing some people do. And they have no idea what they're doing or concept, all right? Control your movements. Right foot is at 12 o'clock. Left foot is at 9 o'clock. Left arm is extended. Stick is about 6 to 8 inches in front of the toes. Grab the stick with the left hand. Reach over the top with the right. Both palms are facing forward. Ready? And now sink weight onto your left hip. Split those hips. Both arms are reaching forward. Both arms. So you have an active push in the left arm on the bottom, a reflexive pull on the top, not an active pull. Breathe. And relax. Switch hands. Right hand on the bottom, left hand up top. Both palms are facing the opposite direction now. Ready? And sink weight into that front hip. Split those hips. Both arms are extending and reaching. You can actually see I'm not adding much flex into that stick. I'm still getting that energy into the kinetic chain, which is what I'm looking for. Ease off and relax. Great work today, everybody. Thank you again for joining us as always. We love everybody out there. Thank you for supporting us. Once again, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Neil and I just shot some extra videos yesterday, so we got those coming up in a little bit. Our guest this week on our podcast today is Coach Chip Morton, so we'll be releasing that down the road. We'll record that, get that edited today or in the next week or so. So I'm super excited about that. So if you want to give our other podcasts a listen, Spotify, I believe we're on, Apple iTunes, or whatever that is. So give it a listen. Please subscribe to our iPod Movement Made Better podcast. Please appreciate that. So until Saturday morning, thank you again. Everybody out there, be good to each other. Peace.